Hello, I'm Eileen Schofield. I'm Vice President of Birmingham Law Society, and I'm here today to interview Martin Allsopp, the current President of the Society. Martin, good morning.
Good morning, Eileen. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, who is Martin Allsopp?
I was born in Walsall in 1951, still live there, can't sell a house. I'm a 5-year man, having qualified age 22. I will have spent 40 years in the law as a qualified solicitor in January. My enrolment certificate was actually presented to me by Lord Denning. I've worked in Solihull for my entire business career, and I enjoy life on the high street. I'm a property solicitor by trade. My hobbies include golf and gardening, which I found help with the stress, and I enjoy spectating at most ball games. For my sins, I'm a Sadler supporter. I've been married to my wife Tracy for 25 years, and we have 2 lads, neither of whom have chosen the legal path for their careers.
Thanks, Martin. Martin, a lot of people have been wondering, why did you decide to become President of Birmingham Law Society?
Well, I was 55 or so when I joined council, and I had a choice of either looking towards retirement, walking into the long grass, or giving something back to the profession that has served me so well for 35 years. I decided to join council and became the first treasurer of the newly appointed board, and then progressed through the ranks to where I am now. I'm immensely proud to be president of the 2nd largest law society in the country, and I have to say that I was quite daunted by the task when I first took it on. My attitude towards people is to be friendly rather than contentious if at all possible, and I think this attitude has paid off, as I regard many council members as personal friends as well as business colleagues. I've been offered an awful lot of support by council members since I became president, but notwithstanding the fact that I'm a solicitor of a small firm on the high street in Solihull, I've come to understand the city's legal needs and my obligations and duties to Birmingham Law Society as its president. My term runs to the 29th of April, and I shall do everything in my power to ensure that everyone knows about Birmingham Law Society by the time that my term ends.
I've no doubt about that, Martin. So on a more serious note, what are the hot topics facing the profession at the moment?
At the moment, it seems that the legal profession is divided into those that are dealing in commercial matters and property matters, where I believe that that area of law is generally quite profitable. But on the other side of the coin, we have those involved in litigation, and particularly litigation dependent on legal aid, and even more particularly criminal legal aid, where there are quite simply major cuts in the offing as I speak to you. And unless we're able to persuade the government of the consequences of its actions, I'm afraid that there'll be more closures in firms specialising in these subjects as the year progresses. It is a very sad indictment of our legal system, which is supposed to uphold the rule of law, that the poor are really struggling to obtain access to justice, and this will be a struggle that will continue well beyond my presidential year. We're all aware of overregulation, and whilst it is not within my power to sack our regulators, I'm endeavouring to maintain at least a cordial relationship which at least enables me to discuss matters with the regulators rather than simply to accept the imposition of unilateral sanctions which simply do not work either for the benefit of the profession or for the public. PI cover is another difficult issue within the profession. I seem to remember that when PI cover was first imposed on us, we were all told that it would be mitigated as the years went on, which has clearly not happened. Professional indemnity cover is again an issue going forward, and I expect as a consequence there to be many more mergers or acquisitions in the short term. I am unfortunately reminded by the SRA constantly that we must run a business first and a legal firm second, and this is at odds not only with my conscience but with the consciences of many of you, and I do understand your misgivings, as we've all given an oath and a commitment to provide access to justice.
Martin, that's some serious issues that we're facing currently. But on a lighter note, tell us a little bit more about Birmingham Law Society.
We are the largest regional law society in the country, and we frequently meet with the other 3 principal law societies outside of London, Bristol, Manchester and Liverpool. I'm in constant touch with the presidents of these respective societies, as the issues facing Birmingham are the issues facing the whole of the country outside of London. We all receive consultation papers from the government, and Birmingham is probably the leader in the responses to the consultation papers written by the government, in that we take the papers very seriously, replying in great detail and in time, so that Birmingham's voice is certainly noted by not just the Law Society but by the government. And this trend must continue if we're to make the government listen to our misgivings. Political issues apart, we are one very large family. We have many networking events which gives all of the members the chance to actually meet one another on a social basis. And we have a number of events held throughout the year, from sporting to dinners, etc. And of course we have recently considerably improved our learning and education and training programme, so that there are many seminars available, not only on specific legal issues, but opportunities to actually meet and discuss personal problems with regulators directly. On the business side, I've heard from many members that they find it very useful to meet other members of the profession, so that any perceived legal disputes within the city seem to be settled very quickly and very amicably following such a meeting. And I would thoroughly recommend joining the Law Society for all of the above reasons. The actual subscription is very small in exchange for the return that you will receive, even if you just attended the networking events. Give it a try.
Martin, I fully endorse that. And finally, what message do you want to give to our members of the Society?
My message to existing members is to continue to support your BLS. We need your support at these critical times, with not only imposition of sanctions by our regulators, but also with threats from government on legal aid issues. It is very important that as a family we unite together through times of threatened sanctions, both from government and from regulators. My council and I are very anxious to know that the needs of everyone in the Birmingham legal community are met. And if you don't want to put your name forward publicly, please do telephone or email me privately, when I promise that if I can't help, I will do my damnedest to find someone that can. At the very least, keep an eye on the website and do turn up at one of our many networking events, when I'll be only too happy to share a drink and a chat with you. Please do not think that any problem that you may have is too small, or for that matter too serious to refer to us. Any queries will be dealt with the strictest of confidence.